Bought a leg of great white. Candy paint, what you think? Take it to the bank. Pulling rank, pouring drink, filling up the tank. Candy paint, what you think? Take it to the bank. Pulling rank, pouring drink, filling up the tank.
This is an easy way to change your air shocks off a 2008 LEXUS LS460L with front air shocks. First thing we're going to do is jack the car up and remove that wheel working on the passenger side. Now that we have the wheel removed, the next thing we want to do is pop the hood and remove these plastic clips to remove this plastic panel, and including this one up here that covers the battery under there. And you're going to use a 10mm ratchet to disconnect the negative terminal, and this also will give you access to the shock mounts. Clip removed. Now you can remove the plastic panel. This will give you access to this shock mount. Shock mount has a cover on it. You're going to have to remove that cover. It's got 1, 2, 3 nuts you gotta take off. To remove 3 nuts from the shock tower cover, and remove the cover, and you're gonna spin this thing counterclockwise, and it should disconnect. So spin it clockwise and it comes off this thing. This is for the level sensor. Alright, get that out of the way. Now, the next thing, we have 3 more nuts to take off. We're just going to loosen these. We're not going to remove it all the way. We're just going to loosen them. And then we're going to come down under here and disconnect this. It's going to have some air in it. There's 2 clips holding this thing, and one of the clips are used to remove the air line from the shock itself, and this is a shock. Okay, we have the holes removed. The next thing we're gonna do is take these cotter pins out of these upper arms. Then we're going to come right here and take this 10mm nut out of this brake line. Right? And then we're going to, the bottom of the shock, there's 2 nuts. There's a nut and a bolt holding the shock into place. 19mm, you take those off with. After removing the sensor, loosen these. They're loose. This loose, this one's loose. We use a 17mm to loosen these. They're the upper control, the front upper control arms for LEXUS LS460. And down here at the bottom of the shock, you're gonna need 2 19mm ratchet. This one is the extended one. It's got a long bit on it, and this one is a short one because of the clearance issue. Is down here, right, the bottom of the shock. Right, we loosen. You need to put tension on this one while you turn the nut off. Already loosened it, so I'm taking it off by hand. Go ahead and take this off. And we already took this nut off, and I put this screw back in. This is a 12mm screw, right? And the tool that you use to separate this without messing up the rubber boot that's over the ball joint is this tool. think it's like maybe $16 at Harbor Freight, right? So really, all you do after you move these all the way, move these all the way, the castle nuts, move this metal lip is attached to this, so you want to go in between the metal lip and the rubber boot. Slide in over the nut like so. So that's what it looks like, and you basically tighten this, and as you tighten, it should come loose. Just like that. And you do the other one the same way. Alright, $16 tool from Harbor Freight I use to separate the ball joints without tearing them up. You slide it under the rubber boot and you use this to put under the screw, and as you tighten this tool, it should pop it right out. Just like that. I'll be able to have control of this. Let's just screw this gasket nut on. See? Just screw it on a little bit. You don't have to tighten it, and that'll hold this section in place. Next, what we're gonna do is get the bottom screw out of the bottom of the shock, and I'm gonna have to spin it out. Okay, I got all my nuts off the top of the shock mount. Cast the nut back off, and then both of them are out, right? Both of them are out. This will come towards you, and you rock it to the front, rock forward, so you don't put too much pressure on the brake line. And they designed these shocks. They designed these shocks for you to push down just enough. Push down just enough for you to slide it out. Saw that? This is air shocks on a 2008 LS460L. The air shock with rear wheel drive. Alright. Part number. That's the part number of the shock. For this, so you don't just put pressure on your brake line, screw that cotter pin back on right here, and it'll hold it in place till you grab your other shock and basically do the same thing in reverse. This holds the air line in place, and if you take it out, you squeeze it together, remove the clip, push it back in, turn it and push it back in, you can pull the brake line out with this tool. So it's a fastener, and it's also a air line remover for these LEXUS air shocks. There, cap nuts on. It'll hold this in place while you grab your other shock. Pin I just pulled out. I use this tool right here to pull cotter pins out. And I use this 17mm to screw both these off. 12mm to take this brake line loose. I use this tool from Harbor Freight. That's how it looks. This tool from Harbor Freight. When it came with this through this hole. I took it out and put it through the furthest hole, right? And you basically just slide it in and tighten with a 19mm wrench.